Hello book lovers, and welcome to day 15 of 30, where I am talking about my top 30 books of all time in honor of my 30th birthday. Today we're going to be talking about another trilogy that I absolutely adore, and that is going to be the Tarot sequence. This is the first trilogy and what I believe is going to be at least a 9-book series. So far, these are the only ones that are out. I think there might be some short stories attached to it that I haven't read yet. This is all I've read, but I absolutely adore it. The first one is going to be The Last Sun. This is by Katie Edwards. The second one is going to be The Hanged Man. And the third one is going to be The Hourglass Throne. So this is a urban fantasy series. Before reading this, I honestly thought urban fantasy wasn't really for me. So I was a little bit nervous to pick this up, but I had someone online somewhere saying that this was a really good series and it's queer. There's a lot of queerness in this book. So I was like, well, okay, I'll give it a try. And boy, am I glad that I did so. In this book, our main character is Rune. And Rune is the sole survivor of the Sun Court. When he was young, when he was a teenager, his court ended up being essentially destroyed. Like, a group of people went in there and murdered everyone that was in there, his entire family, all of the people that worked for them. He really was the only one who survived, along with his companion Brand, and they were essentially left with nothing. No wealth, no estate, really no power. And so they went ahead and set out to kind of make a life for themselves. They essentially accomplish different tasks for anyone that'll hire them. There are other powerful families within this world, and they will sometimes join them on raids of their enemies and things like that, or just small time people can hire them to find missing people, missing objects. They'll kind of take money for anything. In this world, we are following the descendants of the people of Atlantis. Essentially, Atlantis appeared one day and humanity was like, oh my God, a group of people that we don't know anything about, so we're gonna destroy them. And essentially the people of Atlantis fought back. However, the way that they were able to end the war was they used their magical abilities to lift a bunch of buildings from all around the world and place it into one city. And humans saw this and were like, oh, so they just transported a bunch of buildings from all over the world. They're incredibly powerful. We're just going to back off. The problem is they actually use the majority of their power to do so, and they're actually pretty weak right now. That being said, they still have a lot of powerful houses that are run by people who have powers that are aligned with the tarot cards, hence our guy being from the Sun Court. And at the beginning of this book, our character is approached by the Tower, who is actually an old family friend, and they work together every once in a while, and he lets him know that his godson is missing. And so they go out to find him, and while they're looking for him, they start uncovering some sketchy things regarding some of the houses and a little bit more of the underground activity that is happening in this world. And that just kind of cracks this world open like an egg, and we watch them as they learn more and more throughout this trilogy. What's so amazing about this series, and there's a couple things, is I think the way that Katie Edwards feeds us information, that we really get it fed to us naturally, because our character has been so isolated from the rest of these powerful families. There's a lot of things that he doesn't know, and as he learns more and more, we are learning side by side with him, so we never get all this info dumping that you sometimes receive in fantasy fantasy stories, and it just really helps gradually expand the world as is necessary to the plot, but also it doesn't feel forced in any way. It all makes a lot of sense and is a very natural progression to the story. And another thing I really enjoy is that this has a strong found family aspect to it. Rune and Brand have been very isolated for a long time, as I mentioned, and throughout this series, they start to make some friends. They start to gather this little family around them. And obviously, the stakes in the story are increasing. Their lives are in danger. And as they find more and more people to protect and to love, they obviously are more and more desperate to protect them. So I feel like the author giving our characters more and more to lose was a really smart way to increase the stakes within the story. Like I mentioned, this is a very queer normative world. Rune is gay, I believe. I think both Brand and Rune are gay, or maybe bisexual. Rune does start a romantic relationship with another man in this story. Unfortunately, not Brand, though I definitely ship the two of them. Rune is someone who has a lot of trauma, especially when it comes to physical relationships. Unfortunately, on the night that his house was destroyed, he experienced a pretty serious sexual assault. And throughout the story, as he starts this romantic relationship, we kind of start to see him heal from that, and the way that those around him are very patient and understanding and help him through that was just really heartwarming. That being said, there are some pretty dark aspects to this story, so I would definitely check out trigger warnings before going into it. But if you're looking for queer normative world, lots of found family, interesting magic system, a little bit of a mystery element, if you like kind of magic based off of the tarot cards, just a very diverse book and all, then you are definitely going to enjoy this series. This is definitely one of those series that I am always happy to talk about because I just feel like it's way too underhyped. Like, I want more people to read this series. But that being said, let me know if you have read this series and what you thought of it, and I will see you tomorrow with our next book.